Okay, so today I am going to discuss another CSIR NET PYQ. Actually, it is a CSIR NET 2023 PYQ from numerical techniques actually, and I will say that it will a sure shot 5 marks question because in every CSIR NET paper, if you see the 5 marks questions, there is a one question from this numerical techniques. It may be a Newton Raphson, maybe a bisection, maybe a interpolation, maybe some integration like trapezoid rule, Simpson rule, this kind of problem. So this is a sure shot 5 marks question. So I will strongly recommend you to no don't avoid this part. Okay, try to read this part from some books, some online material, whatever maybe it is possible for you. But please don't avoid this part because the questions will be easy from this part if you know how to solve these problems. Then this is a sure this will sure shot 5 marks question for you. 5 marks will be in your pocket. Okay, so please don't avoid this part. Okay, so now let's try to solve this problem from this 2023 PYQ, June 2023, and it is from a bisection method. So I will make you clearly understand the logic behind the bisection method and eventually solve this problem. So first give it a try by yourself, pause the video and then solve the problem. Okay, so initially they told that the bisection method is used to find the zero of a polynomial. The polynomial is given is this, and they also have given that f of one is -1 and f of two is 3. So the sign is switching. So please keep note that the sign is switching from negative to positive. Okay. So the values a is equal to 1 and b is equal to 2. So it is a is equal to 1 and it is b is equal to 2 are chosen as the boundaries of the interval. So these are the boundary values they already mentioned in the question, in which the x0 lies. Okay, so in between these two value, the root lies. The root of this polynomial equation lies. Okay, so if the bisection method is iterated 3 times, then the resulting value of x0. Okay, so you have to do this iteration process 3 times. Okay, so now first try to understand the logic. Suppose you have some value a and b and a function f is like this. Okay, like any kind of function, there is a x and there is fx, and it is here it is positive value, here it is positive value. So just it is clear from the graph that there can be no root possible in this interval because it is not switching the sign. So from suppose it is +3, it is +5. So in between everywhere its value is positive. So its sign is not, if its sign is not changing, then there is no possible loop. Now suppose again it is a and it is b, and this is x direction, this is fx. Okay, now suppose there is something like this. Okay, so this is fx. Okay, this is some kind of fx. Now clearly you can see that suppose it is some value minus c and it is some value plus d. So from going from minus c to plus d, in between somewhere it should have definitely crossed the point x is equal to some point x0 where the fx value is 0, where the fx is 0, f of x0 is 0. So if the sign is switching, the sign of fx is switching from minus to plus, or suppose you can tell like this, from plus to minus, if the sign is switching, then definitely in between this interval the root lies. Okay, so it is very clear from the graph. So now they are telling that a is equal to 1, b is equal to 2. Okay, and they clearly mentioned, and you can also verify that f1 is -1 and f2 is 3. So it is like something this. Okay, so it is -1 and it is +3. So there is the root x0, and you have to approximately find it by 3 iteration. You cannot exactly find it. You have to do infinite number of iteration to find this in reality, but you have to do 3 iterations. Okay, so now the first thing is that the logic of bisection method is you have this suitable intervals where the sign is changing, where the root lies. So do a average of a and b. So the first iteration is x0 is, suppose x1 is 1 plus 2 by 2 is equal to 3 by 2. Now calculate what is fx1. Okay, now calculate what is fx1. So fx1 is 3 by 2 cube minus 3 by 2 square minus 1 is equal to 27 by 8 minus 9 by 4 minus 1 is equal to 8. 27 minus 18 minus 8. So it is 1 by 8. So it is a positive value. Okay. So suppose this is f3 by 2, and so this is the point x0. What? So this is the point x0 where fx0 is equal to 0. And now it is the if x1 is positive, so suppose this can be a possible value of x1. So this is the if x1 is equal to 1 by 8, because it can't be negative, it can't be in the left side of x0, because in the left side of x0 its value should be negative, and in the right side of x0 its value should be positive, and we are getting a positive value. So that means x1 surely lies right side of x0. Okay, so suppose this is x1. Okay, so we are getting closer to x0. The x1 is a point. Now what is f2? F2, if b is equal to 2 is 3, and f of x1 is 1 by 8. Okay, so it is decreasing. So x1 is a point which is very closer to x0. Okay, so now do a further average of x2 is equal to x1 plus a divided by 2. Okay, so it is 3 by 2 plus f1, right? Yeah, 1 is equal to 5 by 4. Okay, so we get a value 5 by 4, and now we have to calculate what is fx2, that is f5 by 4. Okay, so 5 by 4 cube minus 5 by 4 square minus 1 equal to 125 by 64 minus 25 by 16 minus 1. Okay, so it is 64, 125 minus 100 minus 64. Okay, so 25 minus 64 is minus 39. Okay, probably this is minus 39 by 60. So it is a negative value. Okay, so it is a negative value. So now again, what did you get? You get at 3 by 2 it is some positive value. This is 1 by 8. Okay, at 5 by 4, say this is 5 by 4, its value is negative, it is minus 39 by 64. So the root lies in between this, in between this. Okay, so if you do a further average, the x3, that is 5 by 4 plus 3 by 2 divided by 2 is equal to 8. Okay, and it is 5 plus 6 is equal to 11 by 8. Okay, so there is a point in between, let's say 11 by 8, which is very close to x0, because you have to stop at x3 because you need to do 3 iterations. Okay, so you have only iterated 3 times. Okay, so this will be the correct option. So in this question, they are asked for a, 3 iterations. Suppose suppose that they have asked for 4 iterations. Then after that, you have to calculate what is f11 by 8. Okay. Now suppose I don't know what is f11 by 8. It is your job to calculate it. Now suppose it is coming positive. Let's say I am not sure, but suppose it is coming positive. Then what will be your next guess? Okay. So at in the previous case you calculated a 5 by 4, so this is a 5 by 4, this is 5 by 4, and you are getting some negative value. Now suppose that f is equal to 11 by 8, you are again getting some positive value. Okay, 11 by 8. So the root lies in between these two. So the fourth iteration, suppose this is positive, I am guessing this is positive, this may not be positive, you have to check it. So the fourth iteration will be then 11 by 8 plus 5 by 4 divided by 2. This will be the procedure. Okay, so this is the logic behind the bisection method, which is pretty simple actually. And in the first time when I give the NET 2023 exam, I am not aware about this methods very well, so I do the Newton Raphson and then get a wrong answer. Okay, but I then I realized after the exam that this is a sure shot question. I should do the numerical techniques well, and I should read spend some hours on it, so that I can get the sure shot 5 marks. So in the December 2023 exam, there was a question from interpolation, and I get the sure shot 5 marks. So I am strongly recommending you to please do the numerical techniques, all the techniques very well. Okay, so then you can get a sure shot 5 marks. Okay, so that's it for today, and thank you.